B1 family, welcome to Blacklogic. Today, I want to have a quick discussion about how Black Americans continue to support other groups where other groups have not supported us in any form or Give me 1 second. I'm having some feedback. Give me 1 second. And what we have to understand, and what we have to understand, give me 1 second. I'm out of town right now, guys, so please bear with me here. Getting a lot of feedback here. Test, test, test. All right. So if you guys can hear that feedback, let me know. If not, I'm gonna continue to continue. But anyway, the point I'm making here is I think it's very important for us to understand how we continue to give our energy. We can continue to sacrifice our bodies for these other groups, and they don't do those same things for us. And it's very important that we understand how we're putting on the cape for illegal immigration. We're putting on the cape for Jews and Palestinians. We're putting on the cake for Ukrainians and Russians. And none of these things directly involve us, but with the exception of illegal immigration, they do affect us. I'm really trying to cancel this speaker, so give me 1 second. Okay. Let me know if you guys can still hear me just fine. Had to lower that down. But nonetheless, I want to show you guys a couple of I might have a buddy later to have this in a little more depth and give a different perspective about exactly what I'm talking about. So when we think about anti-Asian hate crime bill, right? The anti-Asian hate crime bill, believe it or not, was introduced by Karen Bass, who's a congresswoman, and she introduced that bill in 2021. Now, the way it was labeled was for COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act, which specifically gave hate crime protections for Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, and other Asian communities, right? It specifically said Asian Americans because they believe that hate crimes were disproportionately affecting their group of people, and I guess no one else. And what we have to understand and essentially call out is that when it comes to hate crimes, family, I want you to look at the top number there of the hate crimes that have been reported by the FBI, anti-Black or anti-African American, 3,424. Now, the next number in line is only a third of the numbers, and that was for anti-Jewish, anti-gay, anti-white, anti-Hispanic. And then you drop all the way down to 499 anti-Asian. So the question is this. We already know the timeline of all the things that occurred to our people, right? Slavery, Jim Crow, Reconstruction, um, the Black codes, etc. And even to this day, we still have Black people, either be activists or those who are in the street, not grassroots activists who are Black first, not to be those activists who essentially allow Antifa to come in and join in the numbers who are non-Black people, who are the ones who are solely the cause of all the destruction in a lot of these towns, especially on George Floyd. Now, don't get me wrong, there were some outliers who were Black, but the majority of these people who were destroying destroying businesses, throwing rocks, starting fires, all of this mayhem that was essentially occurring wasn't from the people who are protesting, okay, those activists who was out there protesting about the George Floyd murder, not those, but the Antifa and those outliers of Black folk who caused an uproar. And we understand that when we're talking about the activists of Black Lives Matter versus the organization, we're talking about two different entities. But a lot of times they get Black people emotionally involved, right? They like, look what's going on with these people. Look what's going on with these people. Don't you care about these people? Shouldn't you help these people? Aren't you doing better than these people? And we're not. For the country that our forefathers and ancestors have built, We are not doing what we should be doing. We're not at the level we should that we should be at. Yeah, there's a couple of black people who are doing well. They always try to use what about Jay-Z? What about LeBron? They kind of give you these outliers. They kind of give you these very anecdotal examples. But when we look at the majority of Black Americans, we're not doing well as a group. But we see other groups that we have assisted, that we have supported, that comes over and reap off the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears of Black Americans. And now they're the ones who are the higher income class than we. We get nothing but smoke when we talk about reparations. These groups that we've supported, these people that we have assisted, now come out and speak against our own interests, where we supported them. And they have these do nothing organizations that they have behind, like the NAACP, NARC, and Cobra, the Black Justice League. They have the Urban League, all of these organizations that have a Black face, but a non-Black agenda. And that is very, very important, family. They also have organizations like the Black, Asian, Latino Multi-Ethnic Solidarity Coalition, also known as BOSSMAN. Okay, I think they're talking about salad dressing. I don't know what else they're doing. They're not doing anything for Black folks. So when we look at this, you'll have some Black folks speak out against this. And again, they try to turn their hate, they try to turn their frustration, they try to turn their ignorance towards their own kind. We already know the issues that we have in Black America. The problem is when it comes to supporting our own causes, those things are not occurring. We're beating the drum, we're protesting, we're calling out, we're tweeting, we're making videos in support of Palestinians, in support of Israel, in support of Ukraine, and some are even supporting Russia. We're supporting illegal immigration. We're supporting all of these causes why none of these people, none of these groups, none of these organizations have supported us. And when we look at these things, family, let me look at you very well, let me get this out the way. We're gonna come back to it. We're gonna come back to it. It's very important to lay out. When you look at the timeline of history, the support that Black Americans once received, and I'm saying from our own selves, where we used to gather up like the Black Panther or during the civil rights movement. These eras in history that we've galvanized together, right? We organized and unified together, and we went out and we made change. There has been no significant changes for Black Americans since the civil rights movement. None, none. But there have been significant changes for other groups. See, when I drive around, and currently I'm in the Houston area. Okay, this is my birthday weekend. I'm here. I'm going to go to a party, so to speak. But nonetheless, when we look the way that our family is doing, our Black family is doing, we see them on the street. Then I want you to think about the billions of dollars that goes to you. When you see people not getting their medication or their prescriptions because they're depending on state and federal assistance, but they got denied because funding has dried up. I want you to think about the billions of dollars that have been sent to Israel. See, when you try to apply for a CHIP, right, that child health care insurance program, when you try to apply for TAP, SSI, and food stamps, and you're getting denied. But the illegal immigrants come over and they're getting paid $9,000. $9,000, family, in a 6-month time period, depending on where you are. They're also providing housing vouchers and or money to get housing, fast track to citizenship, fast track to work permits. These are the things that we need to understand what's going on, and we keep supporting the same group of people, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. When we look at these things, it's vastly important that we get together and we understand the economy of the situation as well as the widely ignorant dynamic that certain political parties, mainly the Democrats, I hate to say it, mainly the Democrats, that are doing to us, where they're telling us that we should be focused on all these other groups except for our own best interests. When let me ask you this question, family. When do you guys go out and feed other people's family before you feed your own? Tell me when you do that. Tell me when you have to do that. Because when I look at Black America, beside the mass media agenda of showing us as a criminal class, which is absolutely false when you look at the numbers. When I look at the agenda that's being pushed, they are pushing Black people to support everybody else's causes except for our own. When we start bringing up making Black Americans a protected class, you know what they start looking at? Well, what about illegal immigrants? When they asked Barack Obama, when they asked Joe Biden about do you support reparations for the descendants of slavery, Joe Biden went to immigration as well as Barack Obama. They both went to immigration, and some of them even spoke to Hispanics in a sense. Even though illegal immigration does not only include Hispanics, but believe it or not, family, illegal immigration is a multitude of different people from different countries, right? So we can kind of group in together those people who are from South America, Central America, and as well as Mexico. But you also have Haitians. You also have people from the Caribbean. You also have people from Africa. You have, and a lot of these people from Africa, Caribbean, don't get me wrong, they come over here legally, right? Because they can't just blend in with the Hispanics. But when you're talking about Indian folk, Chinese folk, white colored Asian folk, they will actually fly into Mexico and walk across the border. Why would somebody do that? Why wouldn't you just come here illegally? Because as I said in my last video, family, do you see the amount of support and money that illegal immigrants are afforded, not just on the federal level, but on the state level? If you go out and you look at the amount of support that Chicago are giving illegal immigrants, Brandon Johnson, he will not make it a second term. If Brandon Johnson make it a second term, Chicago is creating their own problem. They got rid of Lori Lightfoot. They brought in Brandon Johnson, which nobody really knew about. No, he was, I think he was part of the school board or something like that, but he wasn't wildly well known in Chicago, supposedly. I'm hearsay, but he wasn't really popular. But now he's popular for all the wrong reasons, is he not? So when we look at these things and we look at all organizations that Black people have put their blood and energy behind, what about the LGBTQ movement? What about the LGBT? What about the alphabet community? What about them? Now we understand that we have Black people in the alphabet community, but before you are anything, you are Black. Before somebody can look at you and they say, "What?" They're not essentially looking at your lifestyle, looking at your choice or what you identify as. They see that you are Black. That's the first thing. That's why we say Black first, because regardless of your uh, identification of what you think you are, how you was born, you're Black. But they want us to get behind the LGBT community agenda, transgender agenda when it comes to schools, okay? When it comes to the way that our shows are now being produced with a lot of homosexuality, they want us to get behind it and support that. But anytime that we come on the national stage, the national platforms, and we're saying, hey, listen, we don't really want to get involved with that. We should have freedom of who you lay down with. You should have freedom what you want to do with your life. But we're here to get reparations. We're here to be a protected class. We're here to wipe away qualified immunity. Those are the things that are the first things on the table. If you can't do wiping away qualified immunity, then what about making Black Americans a protected class the same way you did Asian Americans? Because the numbers don't lie. Can I pop them up again? The numbers don't lie, family. The numbers don't lie. The FBI is reporting these numbers. And we see that anti-Black is at the top of the list at 3,400. The next group is anti-Jewish at 1,100. And when we get down to Asian Americans, we're talking about 499. We're talking about 499. So a lot of times we kind of deal in percentages. Let me convert this very quickly. I get pen and paper here. I'm gonna convert it. So supposedly Black Americans, and again, we're more than 13.4% of the population. I'm gonna do that 15%. Supposedly Asian Americans, okay, they're around 8%. We take 499. Okay, we take some 3,400. I'm just rounding up to make it easy for myself. And the numbers, okay, so I'm doing the math here, family. The numbers don't lie, okay? The numbers don't lie. Let me show you what I come up with. I come up with a bunch of bullshit. That's what I come up with when I see these numbers and people are getting kind protection from this federal government, from this country, and we have yet to get anything close to that. Then you'll have some black people tell you, well, we already are protected class. We already have legislation on the book. Show me. Show me the so-called legislation that you have on the book. Show me. That's what I want to see because I don't see anything that specifically protects Black Americans like they specifically has protected Asian Americans. There's a lot of crime that's occurring to Black people in small towns and big cities simply because they're Black. And a lot of these things are being overlooked. But let me tell you this, fam. For quite some time now, we've been working against our own special interests. We've been putting on the cape. We've been putting on the boots. And we've been out there protesting, lobbying, getting on social media, standing behind all these different groups because they're pulling at our heartstrings. Look at the innocent Palestinians. Look at the innocent Israelis. Look at the innocent Ukrainians who are dying because of this group doing this and that group doing that. And and I'm gonna tell you this, family, a lot of us don't know the history. First and foremost, a lot of us do not know the history of these said groups. But for some reason, because of your political affiliation, you thought it would be politically feasible for you to outwardly support these certain groups and organizations and the conflicts that they're going through. Well, let me make things a little more clear and concise for you. There's a lot of conflict going on right in your backyard. I want you to think about your auntie. I want you to think about your nephew. I want you to think about your cousin, your brother, your sister, your mother, your grandfather, your grandmother. I want you to think about your family. What is your family going through? That's what I want to know. What is your family going through? And now I want you to start thinking, have you supported your family? Have you supported the Black family? Have people of a certain region or neighborhood and or city put on their stomping boots, put on their protest boots, put on their capes, and went to their city hall and went to their alderman and started a ruckus, a political ruckus, right? Nothing physical, nothing violent, not destroying property, but actually making a way for things to be better in your city. When I look at some of these Black areas, we got rundown apartments, rundown houses. We have a broken sidewalk. We have potholes. We have water fire hydrants that aren't working. Our electricity flickers more so than it. We have all these issues when it comes to infrastructure. We have all these issues when it comes to poverty, not having adequate nutrition. But when I look at that, some of people are, well, yeah, I'm for immigration. Okay, are you for illegal or illegal immigration? I'm just for immigration. That doesn't make sense to me. First and foremost, look at the community that you live in. Look at the condition of your family. And if your family is tight, all you guys are doing financially well, everybody's in great health, then I want you to look at your Black family. Those people that look like you. And what's going on is a movement, and I hate to say it, family. I hate to say it, as they call, there's a lot of Black people now supporting because they're kind of the so-called establishment of the Democratic Party. And this is why I say so neutral, because if you don't vote for the Democrats, they believe it's a vote for the Republicans. And they kind of get Black people, in this sort of conundrum, in this sort of sandwich that we're being squeezed in. I keep telling us, we are the tennis ball. This is how they play it. We are the tennis ball. Democrats on the right, Republicans on the left, or Republicans on the right, Democrats on the left. Really don't matter because they got the left and the right, the blue and the red, the horse and the donkey, the elephant on the donkey, whatever. But they're playing games with Black Americans because they know that the Black American vote can sway the tide of the presidency. Whoever majority of Black Americans vote for, they're going to be president. Here's another one. But the Democrats also know if Black people take a step back out of the political process of voting all together, They know that the Republicans will win. But now you have groups like Blacks for Trump. I've even heard a group called Diggers for Trump. Then you also have Black business owners saying, you know what? When Trump was in office, I had larger tax cuts. It was easy to start more businesses. It was easier to deduct my taxes. It was easier to gain more revenue. Everything was much more easier under Trump. So you can't tell a Black business person not to vote for Trump. You just can't do it because they know if I vote for the Democrats, wait a minute, they're gonna raise taxes on small businesses and Fortune 500 companies. I'm not going to vote for that. Wait a minute. You're going to allow illegal immigration and then use the tax dollars of the American people to fund and support these people? Okay, hold up. We're not going to do that. What about all the billions of dollars that were sent over to other countries while in the midst of the war? Here's the question I have for you guys. Why do these countries who are in conflict that America has sent billions of dollars to, why do they need money during the conflict? Can somebody answer that for me? Why do they need money during the conflict? Because America has sent military equipment of all kinds. Okay, this is defense systems, tanks, ammunitions, guns, you name it, to Ukraine. We sent support to Israel as well. So my question is, if you are in a battle, right? If you got your gun in your hand, you're fighting the enemy. Why do you need money? I can understand you need supplies, right? Well, Blacklogic, they need money to buy supplies. We're supplying them. So we're going to give them money. They're going to then buy the supplies to us. Does that make any sense? Absolutely not. Now, you said after the conflict, we sent money. I wouldn't necessarily agree, but I would understand because now you have to rebuild your cities, you have to fund up on your supplies, et cetera, et cetera. Now I understand. So when we look at this family, this is a large shit show that Black Americans need to wake the F up. We definitely do. There's a lot of us who've been on the bandwagon of all these other groups, organizations, people in conflict. They're showing all this imagery of a lot of Palestinians and Israelis who are dying, okay, who are getting killed. My heart goes out to them, but my energy is for my people. My heart goes out to them. But nobody was worrying about when we go through these things over here. Let me ask you this question. So because we have all of these different groups that Black Americans support. So let me make it more realistic for you guys. Let me bring it closer to home. When is the last time that the LGBT community got behind a Black agenda and pushed that narrative? When is the last time Palestine, Israel, Ukraine, Russia got behind a Black agenda and pushed that in their countries, on the streets, with their dollars, on their different platforms? When have they done that? When have they lobbied for us? Because we've been doing it for quite some time. Throughout the course of time, we've done it for the labor rights movement. The labor rights movement helped majority what? Majority of white men. What about the women's rights movement? The women's rights, the feminist movement. Who did that majority help? White women. So when we look at all these different organizations and groups that we've helped throughout the course of time, they want us to be involved in environmental groups. They want us to be involved in healthcare advocacy. And believe me when I tell you, it helps the majority of non-Black people. So the thing is, when I see all these other groups supporting their own kind, I applaud it. I applaud it. Yeah. I applaud it. When I see all these other groups supporting their own people, I applaud it, family. I absolutely applaud it because it's important that you support your own. And I'm thinking, when are we going to look at them? When are we going to look at them and say, you know what? Asian Americans support Asian Americans. Jewish Americans support Jewish Americans as well as Jews around the world. Ukrainians support Ukrainians. Russians support Russians. Illegal immigrants and immigrants support immigrants. When are we going to do that? When are we going to be our own support group? Because a house divided is a house that will fall. In the Black American community, we're divided, family. We have infighting between our men and women because of a democratic agenda. By lifting up one group, okay, our females, tell them how intelligent, how smart they are, putting them in high position, and then tell the black man, you ain't shit and you ain't nothing, you're never going to be nothing. But I keep telling black folk, we're better together. Stop falling for the tricks. Stop falling for the manipulation of all these other agendas that continues to divide us. Then they telling black women, you're the head of the household. He should be listening to you. How about we listen to each other? How about we support each other? These are the problems that we continue to go through because we're listening to everybody except our black family. Except our black family. That is the problem. That is the problem that we're going on. We got Virtual O Studio says not just America, but in the UK, of course. Of course, but I'm speaking to the black American family. That's what happens. See, someone like Virtual O Studios and brother, not to get on you, we don't have energy and time and money to support other people in other countries. We have to worry about ourselves just as our brothers and sisters in the UK have to worry about themselves. I don't expect UK, okay, British blacks or whatever the labeling is to support black Americans over here because you have your time, attention, and money to support your own kind. We can acknowledge each other. Hey man, I see you guys over there fighting. Keep it up. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We encourage each other. But as far as our energy, as far as using our platforms, no. We're gonna stay right here on Black America until our conditions get better by the same way we are in the conditions that we are in. Black Americans, we had help. All the crime, all the poverty, we didn't do this ourselves. We had help. I was looking at Valuetainment the other day, and he was telling, I think it was a video, it was an interview that I've already saw before, but I think he was talking to Roland Martin. He was telling Roland Martin, well, it's been 63 years. How long is going to take? Basically, he was saying, how long is going to take Black Americans to get their shit straight? Well, Valuetainment, I know you probably never see this video, but let me tell you this. It took them 300 years to destroy us. It's going to take them 600 years to repair us. What am I talking about? Reparations. Because here's the thing. When you destroy sometimes it takes you double the amount of time that it did to destroy it. That's how long it's going to take. 63 years is not enough. Because guess what? They have stolen wealth from us by the way of land and bloodshed, by killing lineages. So it's going to take a lot more than 63 years. Talk to me when it reaches 300 years. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be around. Talk to me when it's around 300 years. Because as foundational Black Americans, U.S. freedmen, ADOS, however we label ourselves nowadays, we have to look at the root cause of the issue. The root cause of the issue is that we are so damn divided because we are supporting all these other groups except for ourselves. I'm seeing Black people out here putting on the cape for illegal immigration. I'm seeing people standing up, protesting, using their platform to speak out against anti-LGBT hate. Can I do this again, family? I have to keep pointing this out because this is a dagger in the heart. When I look at the most aggrieved group is Black Americans. And let me go down. You have 1, 2, 3. It says anti-gay male. Okay. I don't see anything that coincides. And then you get down to anti-lesbian, gay, bisexual, or transgender. We're putting on a cape for a group of people that involves every race. See, my Black brothers and sisters who are part of that community, we need your help as well. See, you're not being persecuted for the most part because of your identification or what you identify as, or your sexual or your asexual, your sexual gender. You're being persecuted more so because of your skin color and your race, not your sexual preference. That is not what's going on. Because data and statistics, people love the metrics. Here's the truth. Here's the metrics according to the FBI. And when J. Edgar Hoover was there, the racist FBI. But I digress. So when we look at this family, this is what we're going through. This is what's happening. And I'm telling you, it's better that we support our own because nobody else will. History has shown us, and we have got behind every damn movement in America with all these different organizations and groups and people that we have supported and helped get benefits, rights, protections. We've helped them all. We've helped them all, family. Hold up. Let me give you a couple of things else that we've done. Okay. Because we've helped different countries. We've helped Libya. We have Ethiopia. We have helped the Caribbean. We've helped all these other countries. But do you see them putting on a cape for us? Do you see them over there supporting us? We're the one who sought national movement. So when we get to the bottom line of it all, that's why I'm really opting out the political voting process unless reparations on the table. I'm not falling, well, one is worse than the other, right? Donald Trump is worse than Joe Biden, or Joe Biden is worse than Donald Trump. I'm just not going to play that game. Well, you know, if you don't vote for Joe or the Democrats, then Donald Trump's going to be back in office. Family, I don't care. I really don't care. You guys got to be tired of supporting all these other groups and Black Americans continue to be ignored. If you're doing well in your life, then I want you to go to a Black neighborhood and see how they're living and see how they've been voting and see if anything has ever changed. That's where I'm at. Be one.